Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video brought to you by SeniorCatWellness.com. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. Today's video subject: how do I get my cat to spend more time with me? Before we begin, let's first take a look at today's topic overview. If you meet all of your cat's needs as part of a daily routine, it'll seek you out more often. Get into a set habit of feeding, treating, petting, and grooming your cat at set times. These activities will become the highlights of your cat's day, and you'll soon be able to rely on your cat wanting to spend more time with you. While cats do have a bit of a reputation as being rather cold and aloof when it comes to humans in general, this is a rather harmful myth. And while cats are quite independent, that should never be confused with the sole desire to always be alone. Cats are not indifferent to humans, especially their owners. In fact, felines enjoy human contact. Anyone who has ever owned a cat can confirm this to be true. While some cats are obviously more affectionate than others, that's quite different than being cold and isolated. Having said all of this, it's fair to assume that some folks will swear up and down that their cat, well, hates them. Fear not, good people, I bring you good news. If your cat spends any time with you, it's important and fair to assume they enjoy your company. Felines don't do anything that doesn't suit them. This much is certain. If you're relaxing on the sofa watching Monday Night Football and your cat willingly approaches, your cat does not hate you. As for some positive signs that your cat does in fact enjoy your company, we offer up the following: approaching you for petting, purring while in your company, grooming you, most notably rubbing and licking your skin, bringing you gifts even if they are unwanted, such as dead prey, and insisting on sleeping with you. There's a fine line between the affection that your cat gives and your personal expectations. Just because they don't always meet doesn't mean that your cat doesn't value your attention. Keep that in mind on a rainy day. So, what happens if your cat used to be a bundle of affection, but now you find that your pet is spending less time with you? If this is the case, it's important for you as an owner to take stock. Have things changed? Are you responsible in some way for your cat's newfound reluctance? Ask and answer the following questions. Have you changed up your daily schedule? Are your work hours a bit different? Have you found that you've been handling your cat unnecessarily? Too much forced attention and forced affection. This can turn some cats off, as felines love to call the shots, not really the other way around. That's important. Are you only interacting with your cat when interaction is required? Feeding time, vet visits, somewhat of a forced play session. If your personal interaction has become more like a job, then your cat could be tempted to avoid you. What about your overall behavior as it relates to your voice or your body language or both? If your cat has made some negative associations about you, your pet could be a bit apprehensive. Yelling at the TV during the big game, hey, it's what you do, right? But, what if your cat is not a fan of your favorite team? You feel me? That loud noise, it makes sense to you, but to your pet, hey, that's just a bunch of racket. That's a turnoff. What about your living arrangements? Is there a new person in the home? Is there a new animal in the home? Your cat could be avoiding you simply because they're just not sure what to make of this new environment. And finally, have you made some changes to your home or to yourself? New furniture, new perfume, new cologne. Never underestimate the importance of seemingly subtle changes. They're often not so subtle to your cat. Now that we've noted several reasons, somewhat common reasons, that could potentially cause your cat to stop spending time with you, it's important to acknowledge these issues of note and remedy them as soon as possible and do so accordingly. But what if you say, hey, things are pretty good, nothing of note has really changed? Could there be a bit more to the story? Well, indeed. For all of the things that you could do that could cause your cat to become distant, sometimes cats play this role as a means to fulfill their own needs and desires. Cats love to hunt. They have a desire to roam. This could involve visiting other homes in your neighborhood. And also, and keep this one in mind, your cat could be entering that sexual maturity. So, as you can see, while there are things that you can recognize and change, sometimes the reasons have absolutely zilch to do with you. Just your cat, doing those cat things. And if that's the case, patience is indeed a virtue. Just continue to show that love. It won't be long before your cat's back on the sofa and watching that football game right next to you. Is there a convincing aspect to this equation that goes beyond just recognizing the issues and accepting your cat's own wants and desires? In theory, it's easy to make your cat spend more time with you. It involves catering to all of their needs. While this is easier said than done, quite obviously, providing food, water, shelter, and security can go a very, very long way, especially the older your cat gets. Here are some ways to convince your cat to spend more quality time with you. Allow your cat, as we mentioned earlier, to call the shots. Cats are more likely to show affection to an owner who is not so overbearing and abrasive. Always keep your home accommodating for your feline. This goes back to the food, water, shelter, and security aspect. Maintain a positive routine and be able to satisfy all of your cat's instincts. This includes positive play sessions where your pet is allowed to stalk and hunt. Enrichment games are also a positive, food mazes, and the like. The bottom line, well, it's this: present your home and yourself as appealing. Make your cat view you as a reliable source of pleasure. Are you worthy of attention? Always make sure that the answer is yes. Many times, in order to appeal to a cat, well, you have to think like a cat. Before we conclude this presentation, let's briefly acknowledge what we like to call the four measures of achievement, the four aspects that you as an owner are responsible for providing. Stick to these quality tips and you won't go wrong. Play, grooming and petting, eating, and exploring. And for a fifth, I guess you could throw shelter in there, although that's somewhat implied. While we spent a little bit of time talking about all of these, four or five, during various parts of this material, keep these four or five right in that back pocket. You want your cat to spend more time with you, just remember those keys. We mentioned earlier about thinking like a cat. Well, how about this? If you were a cat, would you want to chill with a human like you? It seems silly, but it's a valid question. If you feel like your cat has gone completely cold and looks at you like an old dusty nightstand, it's certainly time to regroup and change your game plan. Keep in mind, there's a difference between owning a cat and just having a cat in the house. Always be an active participant. Don't let your pet become just another fixture in your home, because before too long, they'll start to treat you the same. If you would like more information concerning today's subject matter, including valuable info on exactly how much time you should be spending with your cat per day, please click the initial link in the description box below and join us at seniorcatwellness.com. And once again, feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this type of content is of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.